Morning light drifts across the fjord as we leave behind the peaceful village of Balestrand. Nestled along the shores of the Fjord, it's a place where time seems to move a little slower, where mountains rise sharply from the water and reflections shimmer like glass beneath the sky. This is the express ferry to Bergen, a voyage through one of the most breathtaking landscapes in all of Norway. As the engines hum and the village slips into the distance, we begin our journey through the heart of the Fjord, Norway's longest and deepest fjord. The stillness of the water contrasts with the immense scale of the cliffs that surround it, carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. Each bend reveals a new vista, rugged slopes, distant waterfalls, and clusters of brightly painted houses clinging to the shoreline. The Fjord stretches more than 200 kilometers inland, connecting remote communities that for centuries relied on the sea as their only route to the outside world. You can almost imagine the wooden boats of farmers and traders gliding these same waters long before the days of modern travel. Their journeys guided by the same wind, the same silence, and the same vast, natural grandeur. From time to time, we pass small ferries and fishing boats, reminders that life here still follows the rhythm of the water. The ferry makes occasional stops, linking villages that dot the fjord's edge, where homes and boathouses seem almost to grow out of the rock itself. It's a tranquil way of traveling, unhurried, surrounded by scenery that seems untouched by time. As we near the coast, the landscape softens. Towering cliffs give way to rolling hills, and the air takes on a faint hint of salt from the open sea. Small islands and rocky skerries scatter the horizon, their lighthouses standing as silent guides for ships that have passed this way for generations. Here the fjord widens, and the transition from inland calm to coastal energy begins. Soon the first signs of Bergen appear. Colourful houses climbing the hillsides, fishing boats weaving across the harbour, and the distant outline of Mount Florian rising above the city. For centuries, Bergen has been Norway's gateway to the fjords, a trading hub for the Hanseatic merchants, and a bustling port that connected this remote coastline with the wider world. As the ferry glides into port, the journey feels almost like a passage through time. From tranquil fjord villages to a city steeped in maritime history. The trip from Balestrand to Bergen may only take a few hours, but it captures the spirit of Norway itself. Majestic, timeless, and deeply connected to the sea. Moored in Bergen's harbour lies the MS Granvin, a beautifully preserved passenger steamship from 1931. Once part of Norway's vital coastal network, she carried people and goods between fjord communities. Today, Granvin stands as a proud reminder of Norway's maritime heritage, a living echo of the golden age of steam along the fjords. Welcome to Bryggen, the colourful wooden wharf that captures the spirit of old Bergen. These narrow, leaning buildings date back to the 14th century, when Bryggen was a bustling hub of the Hanseatic League, a powerful network of merchants trading fish, grain and goods across northern Europe. Step between the facades, and you'll find winding alleyways and creaking timber warehouses that once stored the riches of the sea. Fires have swept through Bryggen many times over the centuries, yet each time it was lovingly rebuilt, a true symbol of Bergen's resilience. Today, Bryggen is alive with cafes, artists and craftspeople. But beneath its charm lies more than 600 years of maritime history. Walking here isn't just sightseeing. It's stepping back into the heartbeat of Norway's trading past. Guarding the entrance to Bergen's Harbour stands Bergenhus Fortress, one of Norway's oldest and best-preserved strongholds. For nearly 9 centuries, these walls have witnessed the rise and fall of kings, foreign invasions, and the changing face of Bergen itself. The fortress dates back to the 1240-50s, when King Håkon Håkonsson made Bergen the royal capital of Norway. From here, he ruled a medieval kingdom that stretched across the North Atlantic. To mark his reign, he built the magnificent Håkon's Hall, a great stone hall where royal feasts and grand ceremonies once echoed beneath soaring timber roofs. It was here that alliances were forged, treaties signed, and history written. In the 16th century, Erik Rosenkrantz, governor of Bergen, transformed part of the fortress into a Renaissance-style residence, creating what we now know as the Rosenkrantz Tower. Both a home and a defensive stronghold, it symbolized royal power and stood ready to face enemies arriving from sea. During World War II, Bergenhus was occupied by German forces and heavily damaged by an accidental explosion in 1944. Yet it was carefully restored in the years that followed. Today, its walls still stand firm, overlooking a city that has grown and changed around them. Strolling through Bergenhus today, it's hard not to feel the weight of history, from the medieval kings who ruled from its halls to the soldiers who defended its gates. It remains not just a fortress, but a proud monument to Norway's enduring spirit. Thanks so much for watching this video from Bergen. I hope you enjoyed exploring the city's history and atmosphere as much as we did. We'd already traveled here from Balestrand on the express ferry earlier in the day, and now it's time for the return journey. A 4-hour ride back through a force 10 storm. Wish us luck, and we'll see you in the next video.